Between one and two, the A-Team and Rocky 3, you know, and that's what, and what a good thing, and I love both.
Ever wonder what tore apart the toughest team on TV? The A-Team thrilled millions with daring plans and explosive action, but behind the black van, egos clashed, friendships frayed, and lives changed forever. From George Peppered battles to Mr. T's triumphs, uncover the hidden drama that outshone the show itself. What if the greatest battles of the A-Team weren't fought on screen, but in the shadows of fame? In the 1980s, 4 men in a black van became legends, thrilling millions with their daring plans. Yet, behind the explosions and one-liners, egos clashed, friendships fractured, and careers hung in the balance. Why did this iconic team unravel? Let's dive into the untold story of the A-Team. In the vibrant chaos of 1980s television, the A-Team roared onto screens like a runaway tank. Premiering in 1983, it was a bold cocktail of action, humor, and heart, redefining what TV could be. Its theme song became an anthem. Its catchphrases like, "I pity the fool," echoed in schoolyards, and its merchandise, from toys to cereal boxes, flew off shelves. The show wasn't just a hit. It was a cultural juggernaut, drawing millions each week to watch for Vietnam vets dodge the law and save the day. But was its unstoppable rise hiding a darker truth? At the core of this phenomenon were 4 unforgettable characters. George Peppered, a Hollywood veteran, brought steely charisma to Colonel John Hannibal Smith, the mastermind who loved a good plan. Dirk Benedict, with his roguish charm, embodied Templeton Faceman Peck, the team's smooth-talking con artist. Dwight Schultz unleashed frenetic energy as Howling Mad Murdoch, the pilot with a wild streak. And then there was Mr. T, born Lawrence Road, whose gold chains and fierce attitude made B.A. Baracus a fan favorite. Together, they were electric. But how long could that spark last? Creating the A-Team was a gamble. Producer Stephen J. Cannell, a TV maverick, pitched a radical idea for fugitive soldiers living by their own code, righting wrongs from a black van. NBC hesitated, but Cannell's vision won out. Casting was a battle of its own. Peppered, fresh from films like Breakfast at Tiffany's, was a coup despite his rocky past. Benedict, a Battlestar Galactica alum, fought for his role after initial rejection. Schultz outshone safer picks with his manic brilliance, and Mr. T, a former bodyguard, brought raw star power. Did their differences make them stronger or set them up for a fall? The first season was a triumph. Airing post-Super Bowl in 1983, it smashed ratings records with over 26 million viewers for its pilot per Nielsen data. Fans mobbed the cast in public. Mr. T's mohawk inspired kids nationwide. But success came at a cost. Filming was grueling. 14-hour days, late scripts, and stunts that pushed limits. Peppered, at 54, threw himself into action scenes, saying, "I had to get fit for this. It's tougher than anything I've done." In a 1983 Modesto B interview, Mr. T's real fear of flying, mirrored in B.A.'s character, added authenticity but complicated shoots. Was the pressure already cracking their unity? Could their bond survive the spotlight's glare? Tensions boiled over quickly. Peppered, feeling upstage, demanded script changes to keep Hannibal central, often clashing with directors. Reports from IMDb confirm he and Mr. T stopped speaking directly, using castmates like Benedict as go-betweens. One explosive moment came when Peppered learned Mr. T earned more, sparking a heated confrontation with producers per Express the Ciudad UK. He threatened to walk off, shaking the set's fragile peace. The crew scrambled to mediate, but the rift deepened. How could a team so united on screen be so divided off it? Dirk Benedict and Dwight Schultz were caught in the crossfire. Benedict respected Peppered's experience, but vibed with Mr. T's energy, later calling the set a minefield of silence in a 2024/film piece. Schultz, ever the Joker, tried to ease tensions with humor, but even his antics couldn't mend the growing divide. The writers struggled, too, balancing screen time for each star while keeping plots fresh. By season 3, Benedict felt face was reduced to comic relief, a frustration he voiced in interviews. Was the show's heart starting to falter? By the 4th season, cracks were undeniable. Plots grew repetitive, and new characters like General Hunt Stockwell and Frankie Dishpan Man Santana, introduced in 1986, failed to recapture the magic, per Wikipedia. Fans sensed the strain, and ratings dipped. Off-screen, personal struggles mounted. Mr. T battled exhaustion, even hospitalized once, though NBC kept it quiet. Benedict feared typecasting, while Schultz grappled with Murdoch's manic energy bleeding into his life. The A-Team's brotherhood was unraveling, and the world was starting to notice. What would it take to break them completely? The real drama was just beginning. As egos collided and loyalties frayed, the A-Team faced a crisis no plan could fix. What if the real battle of the A-Team wasn't against the military police, but within their own ranks? As the show soared to new heights in the mid-1980s, the cast found themselves in a war zone of egos, ambitions, and personal demons. From George Peppard's clash with Mr. T to the quiet struggles of Dirk Benedict and Dwight Schultz, the team that once seemed unbreakable was cracking under pressure. How did fame turn their brotherhood into a battlefield? By the second and third seasons, the A-Team was a television juggernaut, but its shine was fading. The formula for fugitive soldiers saving the day from a black van grew repetitive. Reviewer Goldberg noted in 1986 that the same basic plot had been used over and over again, contributing to a ratings dip by the fourth season, per Wikipedia. The show's predictable antics, like BA's fear of flying and makeshift weapons, felt stale next to grittier shows like Miami Vice. But the real chaos wasn't in the scripts, it was among the stars. Was the team spirit already breaking? At the heart of the storm stood George Peppard, the silver-haired veteran who saw himself as the show's cornerstone. He expected to lead, drawing on decades of Hollywood experience from films like Breakfast at Tiffany's. But the spotlight shifted to Mr. T, whose larger-than-life B.A. Baracus became a cultural icon. I Pity the Fool adorned T-shirts and cereal boxes, and by 1984, Mr. T had his own animated series per IMDb. For Peppard, this was a personal affront. He believed Hannibal Smith should be the star. Could he reclaim the show's focus? The rift between Peppard and Mr. T was electric. On screen, Hannibal and B.A. were a dynamic duo, but off-camera, they barely spoke. Express.co, the UK reports Pepper refused direct communication, using castmates like Dirk Benedict as messengers. Directors became mediators, sometimes filming scenes separately to avoid clashes. One heated moment saw Pepper confront producers over Mr. T's higher salary, threatening to walk off set, per MeTV. The crew tiptoed around their egos, but the tension was palpable. How could a team so united on screen be so fractured off it? Dirk Benedict, the suave face, found himself caught in crossfire. He respected Peppard's old-school discipline, but vibed with Mr. T's raw energy. Yet, as scripts leaned on Hannibal's plans and B.A.'s catchphrases, Face became a sidekick. I felt invisible at times, Benedict shared in a 2024/film interview. His ideas for deepening Face's character were ignored, leaving him frustrated. The show's success was a double-edged sword, keeping him employed but trapping him in a shallow role. Was his charm being wasted? Mr. T, meanwhile, carried the weight of fame's relentless demands. Kids worship B.A., but critics questioned his acting, and rival studios dangled tempting offers. The pressure was crushing. By season 3, Mr. T was showing up late, too exhausted to wear his signature gold chains, per IMDb. Rumors of burnout swirled, and a brief hospitalization for exhaustion was hushed up by NBC to protect advertisers. Yet Mr. T refused to quit, driven by loyalty to fans, especially young ones who saw B.A. as a hero. Could he keep pushing through the strain? Dwight Schultz, as the eccentric howling mad Murdoch, faced quieter battles. A Broadway-trained actor, Schultz infused Murdoch with humor and depth, even earning 2 Emmy nominations for Girasol Holmes. But the role's manic energy drained him. I was living 2 lives, he said in a 2022 MeTV interview. Murdoch's chaos on set and my search for calm at home. As scripts prioritized spectacle over character, Schultz struggled to find balance. Was Murdoch's madness taking over his life? Efforts to refresh the show only deepened the cracks. Melinda Cooley, cast as reporter Amy Allen, was pitched as a vital addition, bringing a fresh perspective. But Pepper reportedly resisted sharing the spotlight, and her role shrank. By early season 2, she was written out, later calling it a lesson in TV's harsh realities for mental floss. Eddie Velez, as Frankie Santana in season 5, faced similar rejection, meant to inject youthful energy. He felt like an outsider, unable to bond with the original cast per Rotten Tomatoes. Why couldn't new faces save the team? The A-Team's once irresistible formula was losing its edge. Its no-kill policy and cartoonish action clashed with the darker, more realistic tone of shows like Magnum P.I. per Ultimate Classic Rock. NBC tried rewrites and new producers, but the cast's personal struggles made reinvention impossible. Pepper sought new roles. Mr. T mastered fatigue. Benedict pitched spin-offs that never materialized, and Schultz faded into smaller parts. The brotherhood that defined the show was unraveling. What if the greatest adventure, the A-Team, wasn't on screen, but in the lives its stars led after the final episode? As the Black Van rolled to a stop in 1987, George Pepper, Dirk Benedict, Dwight Schultz, and Mr. T faced a world without scripts or stunts. Their journeys, marked by struggle, reinvention, and resilience, reveal the true cause of fame and the enduring power of show that defined an era. How did these icons find their way when the spotlight dimmed? When the A-Team ended, George Pepper, the steely Hannibal Smith, faced a harsh reality. A Hollywood veteran who once shared the screen with Audrey Hepburn, he found roles scarce after the show. Typecasting as a tough leader limited his options, and his health faltered. In 1994, at 65, Pepper passed away, leaving a legacy as a commanding presence whose dedication to his craft never wavered. Yet, his struggle raises a question. Can even the greatest stars escape their most iconic roles? Dirk Benedict, the charming Templeton-faced Peck, kept his roguish spark alive. Now 80, he's a beloved figure at 2025 conventions like Comic-Con Brussels and Fan Expo Dallas, where he'll reunite with Mr. T per DirkBenedictCentral.com. His candid takes on Hollywood, including jabs at the 2010 A-Team reboot as Hollywood's biggest joke in a 2024/film interview, endear him to fans. Benedict's journey shows that authenticity can outshine fleeting fame. What keeps him so connected to his audience? Dwight Schultz, the unpredictable howling mad Murdoch, found a new stage in voice acting. His roles in Star Trek, The Next Generation, and Ben 10 made his voice as iconic as his on-screen antics, earning him 2 Emmy nominations per Girasol Holmes. In 2025, he lights up events like FanX Salt Lake, his energy undimmed per FanX Salt Lake. Schultz's reinvention proves that talent can find new outlets. But how did he navigate such a dramatic shift? His journey was as surprising as one of Murdoch's wild schemes, sparked by a childhood love for voices and dialects, honed through audio recordings. Theater training at Towson University sharpened his versatility, setting the stage for animation. Star Trek, The Next Generation became his launch pad, with Lieutenant Reginald Barclay's quirky charm opening doors to roles like Ben 10's Dr. Onimo. His range manic villains to comedic characters earned acclaim, while his 2025 FanX appearance shows his lasting connection with fans. Schultz's shift was a masterclass in adaptability, proving artistry always shines through. Mr. T, the indomitable B.A. Baracus, remains a cultural titan at 73. His catchphrase, "I pity the fool," still resonates, but his true legacy lies in his heart. A motivational speaker and philanthropist, he spent his 2024 birthday with the less fortunate per Throwback Nation Radio. Eddie Velez, who played Frankie Santana, forged a dual path. He continues acting with roles in 2025's Bulletface and has excelled as an educator, serving as a principal focus on leadership per IMDb. Robert Vaughn, General Stockwell, left a towering legacy in the man from UNCLE and the Magnificent Seven before his 2016 passing. Per The Guardian, Melinda Cooley, Amy Allen, pivoted to writing, publishing her 2021 novel Wendigo, a mystery showcasing her creative evolution per Amazon. Their stories beg the question, what does it take to redefine success? The A-Team's legacy endures beyond its 1983 to 1987 run. Reruns and streaming on platforms like Peacock keep its action-packed spirit alive, introducing new fans to its magic per Wikipedia. Fan conventions, where stars like Benedict and Schultz share stories, fuel nostalgia. The show's no-kill policy and camaraderie remain timeless, a stark contrast to the gritty dramas that followed. Why does its charm still captivate? The cast's post-show paths reveal the human side of fame. Peppered's struggles highlight its fleeting nature, while Benedict and Schultz show resilience through reinvention. Mr. T's philanthropy and Valessa's educational work underscore purpose over stardom. Cooley's artistic pivot and Vaughn's lasting impact remind us that every ending sparks new beginnings. Their shared history, marked by laughter, tension, and triumphs, binds them to the show's legacy. The A-Team wasn't just a show, it was a cultural wildfire, igniting hearts with its daring spirit. As Dirk Benedict said, "It was lightning in a bottle, a fleeting moment that changed television forever." What endures is a bond between fans and the team, a reminder that even when the van stops, the adventure lives on. From George Pepper's commanding presence to Mr. T's unbreakable heart, each star faced battles beyond the screen, proving resilience outlasts fame. What's your favorite A-Team memory? Share below and subscribe for more iconic tales from the 80s. Our next adventure dives into another TV legend's untold story. Like Hannibal's best plans, the magic of the A-Team always comes together.